We are glad that you're with us again today for Be Intentional. And I trust that you and your family have been flourishing as you are intentionally loving one another and loving the Lord. Today we want to talk about circumcision. You might find that an odd topic, but I truly believe that we're at the end of the season. What I mean is there are many things happening in the earth, and we, who are the sons of God, are still needing to be circumcised so that we can move forward into the land. If you go back to Genesis 17, that is where God was talking to Abraham. And he had told Abraham that he was going to have a son. It was hard for Abraham to believe God because Abraham was 99 years old, and he questioned the ability of him having a son. God told him he was going to have a son, and it would come from his own loins that the child would come forth, and that Sarah, his wife, would bear that son. But what had to happen first before the child could be born was that Abraham had to be circumcised. Now we know that's natural circumcision, requires the cutting away of the foreskin. The foreskin symbolizes the flesh. In our flesh, we cannot please God. The carnal nature is enmity against God. In Romans 2, we read about the circumcision of the heart. In order for a man to be circumcised, he first himself must be circumcised. So Abraham was circumcised, and he circumcised Ishmael, and then his whole household was circumcised. He took the scalpel and cut away the foreskin. Today, the spiritual fathers, those that we have a relationship with, those that we know we can trust, those that affirm us, those that will not condemn us, they must take the scalpel of the Holy Spirit and cut away those things that they see in us. And we must be still and allow the surgery to take place. Perhaps we've been procrastinating. Perhaps we have been so busy with the good that we have missed the divine. And that circumcision helps us cut that away so we can be still, so we can enter into the divine and do God's will. I want to encourage you to hear the Lord, because without us being circumcised, we cannot take the land. Before Joshua could go into the promised land with the house of Israel, God told them to stop at Gilgal. This is in Joshua chapter 6. He says, before you can go into battle, your heart must be circumcised. All over the earth right now, there are things that are happening, and we aren't ready. But we can be ready if we will humble ourselves and let the scalpel of the Holy Spirit cut away all shame, all strife, all unforgiveness, all bitterness. If that will be cut away so that the child of promise can come forward into the land, that child of promise is Christ in each of us, the hope of glory. He wants to be glorified, but the flesh must be removed first. I want to encourage you, yield yourself to the scalpel of the Holy Spirit so that the flesh can be taken away and the King of glory come in. This has been Papa O, encouraging you to be intentional.